All right, we have got a treat for you today. Our guests on Wild Ones today are one of Northfield's original notable power couples, next generation ministry rock stars, world-renowned motivational speakers, ministers of the gospel, and also relationship goal trendsetters. Watch them, kids, take notes. This is how it's done. Marriage game, parenting game, strong as it gets. My guest today, Trent and Haley Forrest, y'all. You know how this works, guys. I'm just going to ask you some questions. We're going to dive in, eat some wings. It's going to go from mild to wild fairly quickly. So I'm going to ask the tough questions later to make sure we get an honest answer out of you. It breaks your defenses down a little bit. But before we get rolling, I just want to find out, like, how are you guys with spicy food, like, in general, in everyday life? Do you do spicy?
I've never even had a mild wing before.
This is gonna be fun, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't shy away from spicy food, but I don't run after it either.
Let's start with the mild, and then I'm gonna ask you a little question here.
Brought my forks.
Brought forks. You don't think it?
So how did you guys meet?
Through Trent's ex-girlfriend.
You're jumping right, yeah.
All right, so
No, we met at church. That was how we officially met. It was because I was a product of what I call the boyfriend ministry. So, got invited by another girl, came to church, and then saw this little lovely lady from afar at camp, you know, kind of starting to see each other. But
so was it love at first sight for either of you?
No.
No.
We were just friends.
I liked your family. You had a good family. Your mom was always running around at camp. Like, she's a great camp person. She's always taking pictures. She's all up in your face all the time.
So how?
And so, I'm just saying, like, her family, like, everybody knew them, knew her family and her sister. I didn't know your dad when I first met you. There's some good dad stories like that.
And it turns out, like, his family are friends with my family.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a small world.
Her dad.
My uncle is best
Yeah.
friends with his uncle.
Yeah. And then, how did somebody in our family date?
Oh, my dad dated his aunt.
Right.
Back in high school.
So, like, my aunt that married in to my dad's brother, her dad dated. Like, it was crazy.
Let's go ahead and dive into this next one. Where are we at? Jammin' Jalapeno. I'm going all in.
And you went traditional too.
Oh.
Sorry, we went boneless.
I'm a traditional man. Well,
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people
finish
might
this
find that hard to believe. Now, when did you guys know that you were being called into ministry? Like, how did that happen? And when did the light bulb go off and you realize, okay, Lord, this is what you felt he was calling you to do?
Probably junior year is when I decided, like, I loved ministry. It was
college or high school?
high school.
Well,
And then junior year of college, I was like, this is what I want to do. So I was doing art education at that time. And then I changed my major, and here I am.
You know, I'm just going to be honest. That Jammin' Jalapeno, for
That's
just
good.
to be the second one, it's good, but there's a little kick there.
yeah, that one was better than I expected.
I like
I had
it.
never
It's
heard of
got
that
a good
one.
flavor.
I would
Yeah.
get it in the restaurant.
I would go there in a public setting.
Yeah. I do not stray away from my norm at B-Dubs, so this is even more of a, like, jump up.
Yeah, I'm getting out of my comfort zone with some of this. Like, I see a Thai curry and a hot barbecue. Those are two I would never go for in
No,
a
I would not
restaurant.
either.
But now that I'm on camera, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Here we
what about you, Trent?
For me,
Yeah.
it was the same. It was actually junior year of high school. It was the summer going into my senior year, so kind of in that in between. I just gotten close with our pastor and just being around church more. You know, had free time, had a car, so I could just go wherever and do whatever we wanted to do. And so we were hanging out there all the time. He's kind of got a behind the scenes look at what was going on, and then just starting to meet some of the other guys and the students in that area. It was a cool collision course of just family backgrounds and just socioeconomic backgrounds of people, and so being able to be like a leader in a student ministry, it was like, wow, like this is what you do for a job? It's just like this, you can do this for a living. It's like, this would be awesome. But then you see in somebody else's life, them take steps of faith, and them you see that process through somebody else, and you're like, oh wow, you get to be a part of that. Like you get to see life change happen in somebody else. And
so you get paid to play, but you also
it's
the payoff, seeing people's lives change, finding hope. And I mean, I'm just going to tell you, that's admirable, my man, that you were, even in high school, you get your license, you're like, oh, I can drive to church whenever I want. Confession time. Church was not the place I was driving when I had the opportunity to get out when I first got my license. I'm glad the Lord tracked me down, and I found him rather. All right, let's go right into this next one.
This is my favorite though. This right here, Caribbean jerk. This is what I get every time. How many times have we been to Buffalo Wild Wings? I mean, off the top of your head, if you had to throw any number.
54 times.
54 times, easy. Every time I go, this is what I get. I do not stray away.
Dude.
Boneless Caribbean jerk, wedges with the queso, and desert heat on.
Desert heat on top.
That is it. So Caribbean jerk, this is my favorite.
Honey barbecue.
I'm the most excited about this.
Chiaman.
Are we gonna do this every time?
Every time.
Cheers.
I just want this all over my mouth.
Don't worry about it then. Every little ting is gonna be all right.
Oh, love it.
That's my favorite flavor so far that we've hit. Now, Trent, you have been quoted on numerous occasions of saying it's kind of one of your mottos in student ministry. It's only weird if you make it weird, It's kind of a motto we have. What is the weirdest or oddest, craziest experience that you've had within ministry that you can share on camera to go out for the world?
This was at camp. This was summer of 2011, and we were at Horns Creek in Ocoee, Tennessee. And at camp, we rented animal costumes. So we rented a monkey,
like
a
straight
bear.
Up mascot with full face.
Massive. So we did this, but we didn't tell anybody. No students knew. And
why would you?
The senior high guys' cabin, of course, like they were being turds, right?
Yeah.
Sorry to all of these senior guys out there, like y'all know how it is at camp.
Turd boys.
And kings of camp, getting mouthy, getting what they want all the time. So we did a shakedown of everything in their cabin. So we put on these costumes. Again, you had a penguin in there, the monkey. So I'm in a big old monkey suit running into camp, bullhorn, sirens. I'm pretty sure you remember the bed intruder song? He's climbing in your windows, snatching your people up. You know what I'm saying? You remember that?
Yeah.
The bed intruder. So like
Hide
that's
your wife,
going.
hide your
Yeah.
kids.
Going in there, shopping cart. I don't know where
Run
we got
and
a
tell
shopping
that.
cart. Yes.
Sorry.
There was a rabbit. Shout out my boy Ryan Norman. I know he knows. There was a rabbit in there just stealing like cases of water, snacks, put it in a shopping cart, leave, and you look back and everybody's just like, like to date, like
like
with
a bad
no
dream.
contact, it was like a bad dream. And you're just like, was that real? Did that actually happen? Oh yeah, all my stuff's gone. Yeah, that happened.
That's
So-
awesome. All right, going next wing.
What is this one? Yeah, this one's the thigh curry.
Thai curry. See,
Oh no.
I'm not a big fan of the curry, so we're gonna hurry through the curry. All right.
Is that two?
Yeah, I might be two. I
don't
did
need
the Giamon on the Caribbean jerk, but
This
we're
was
let that slide.
Woodleaf did this the other day while we were there.
Thai
I
curry?
can't-
He did the
I
Thai
can't
curry.
do
Yeah, that's a Woodleaf thing, Thai curry. Of
course it
All right, here we go. Same question, but kids ministry for you.
You done some weird stuff.
There's a reason I don't do curry. Curry on my
Do I have
wayward
to really
son.
eat it before?
Oh, yeah. That's not bad. That could have been worse.
It's an aftertaste.
You were always able to find the silver lining, and I love that about you. That could have been worse.
In my
You're
head,
right,
I was
just
like,
my wife.
there's no way this is gonna be good. But that,
That one.
I can't think of it at the time in ministry.
All right, then I got another question for you. One of my favorite characters Trent has played is Hugo Axelson. So it leads me to the question: Stash, love it or leave it? Love it. Oh, really? That's awesome.
I know.
I'm so glad that I really didn't expect that answer, but
You know what? Actually, I'm okay with the stash. It's when he buzzes his head with it. That's when I'm like, nope.
Cul-de-sac and stash.
I
for
like
Cam.
I like the hair.
I mean,
Like, don't get rid of this. Is a whatever.
All right.
When he buzzes the head.
that sounded like a stash permission, is what that
It
sounded like. That's
sounded
what I
like
heard.
a validation of stash growth to me.
I
So,
think the afro should come back though. He had an afro.
oh, that leads me to my next question. We're gonna do an Instagram deep dive after we have this right here.
Which one is this? Hot barbecue. You
Wait,
might like
which
this
one?
one.
Hot
one?
barbecue.
Yeah, outside. You might like this one, Haley.
I know that looks like honey, and I'm excited about that.
All right, Trent. We're starting with you.
Okay.
We're gonna dive deep into your Instagram. I've already done this actually. Granted, I got a couple of pictures and just gonna see if you can explain, give me some context here. First of all, we're gonna start with this one. How are things on Stranger Things? I didn't realize you were part of that show. And you got any spoilers for season 4 you wanna share with us?
Oh, good. That
How
person,
sweet we were.
I don't know. There's so much mouth.
That was our first year at camp as a couple.
That Trent thought he was in his prime.
That hair was in its prime. I mean, you got great hair now, but there was something special going on right there.
I want it back.
The level of just pure confidence that that dude lived with was insane. This version of Trent knows.
The Lord had to humble you a little bit,
Oh
right?
man, he did. He did indeed.
All right. Well, Haley did the same thing for you, and just a little curious here. And don't worry, through the magic of editing, everybody will see it in all of its glory. Can you tell us what this, what was going on in that picture, or kind of give us some context to that, please? Thank you, and you're welcome to.
That was called there was no hair dryer in Cancun, or wherever we were on vacation, and I thought it looked cute. Okay.
Super cute. I
You
think
look,
so.
you look cute. You look cute.
We did it. Who posted that? Was it Trent?
I may have found it on Trent's Instagram.
It's real sweet of him.
Well, yeah, it was his Woman Crush Wednesday, back when that was a thing.
That's every day.
Mean.
All right,
my
what we're
Woman
gonna
Crush
do
every
with this next one is I'm gonna set a timer. We're gonna go 60 seconds, and you're gonna give your, basically your testimony, how you came to know Jesus in 60 seconds or less. So you gotta get from back when you didn't know him to when you knew him and how you came to know him in 60 seconds. We're gonna do this for each of you. Haley, we'll start with you, going hot.
Oh, you went all the way.
Oh, I meant hot. You go, girl. Tell me when you're ready. Start the timer. We'll wait and let you finish that. Trent, do you want to go with yours? While she's all right, here we go. 60 seconds.
I did not grow up as a church kid, so it's funny, we talked earlier about hanging out at church. Church was not a thing that existed in my life until I was 15. Grew up going to a private school, private Christian school. It was just an awesome decision my parents made by accident. Like, it was purely financial for me to go there. But in that, God was using that time to kind of form a foundation of faith within me. And then it was because of the church, getting invited into that meeting, what a church community looked like, that was different. That was an experience I hadn't had before. And so it became very real to see that there was a relational side to faith, that it wasn't just the head knowledge stuff. There was a relationship that was involved, and seeing that in other people, that's what did it for me. And to realize, like, I could be called worthy, like I'd never felt worth, like I could be valuable, like I didn't consider myself valuable in life, and ran out of time.
Nice, you got it though.
But that was for me. That was it.
That's awesome. All right, Haley. Now that that one's got a little kick to it.
I do have to eat mine too.
That wasn't bad.
That's straight up hot.
This is hot.
Was it hot? No.
Okay, my lips are burning. But
All right.
That's about it.
You go, homegirl.
Okay, so I was the exact opposite of Trent. That I grew up in a household that went to church. And so it was about age 13 that I decided I'm ready to put Christ on in my life, and I want to make him my savior, and I want him to be the Lord of my life. And it was about junior year when it clicked, and that's when I decided I love doing this, and I want to share with the whole world who Jesus is. So that was when it clicked, and I'm excited to still just be walking with him, and I'm learning every day. So,
That's awesome. It is quite. That's why they call it a faith journey.
That story was fire, and that wing was hot.
That wing was hot. All right. Next, we're going in. This is getting real, folks. What do we got here?
This
Mango habanero.
Habanero. This is the one that you said looked like honey. That is not.
It kind of does look honeyish.
Yeah, well, it does.
Oh.
How you doing, Haley?
Lips a little
Am I red?
bit. You got a little redness.
Is my face red? I feel it in my...
Clink, clank.
A little heat to it. All right, my next question while you get this wing in is, what Disney character do you most relate to? Like when you watched it, you got Jack.
You know what it is? I told you the other day. I told him the other day what my Disney character would be.
He obviously was listening.
Taco Bell.
Who?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
I love
Taco Bell, like with the E on the end. Taco
Bell.
Oh, Belle. Belle, like from Beauty and the Beast. I got you. Okay.
My hairy beast.
Is that who you relate most to, Trent? Is the
When I
Beast?
dated him, you saw the picture already.
That fits. Beauty and the Beast.
Beautiful beast.
Beauty and the Beast right there.
Oh my goodness. That's hysterical.
Haley's, hang on. Haley's going milk. We got.
Oh, it's got real. She
Starting
went milk.
soon.
You went milk. I have still not went any milk yet.
I was trying to hold off on the milk as long as possible.
What kind of milk is that?
2%, I think.
That's not 2%.
It is 2%. Homegirl.
No, that has a pink lid.
No. Right there.
Oh.
That is straight up
2%.
2%.
We're going wild. Woo! Yeah. My mouth is on fire.
Oh.
Who would play you in a movie? Your Hollywood doppelganger.
I would love to say Brad Pitt,
That was my first guess.
but I'm more of a Zach Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis. I can see it.
That probably back in my skinnier days, I was told that I looked like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, just a tiny bit. So I don't know. That's probably more of a disservice to him.
I can see that,
So
especially clean shaven Trent.
yeah, I can see it. Like if I did my hair, lost probably 30 pounds, you know, I could be there.
What about you, homegirl?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm dying inside. How you feeling right now, Haley?
Sorry about that.
My lips are what are hot. It's not everything else.
I just bypassed the lips. I just went straight past
Well, I tried, and it didn't work.
it. I'm scared of what the water's gonna do. It's gonna just slosh everything around.
I want to say Anne Hathaway. But I don't know.
All right, this next one is going to be so much fun. After,
Is it?
no, this is the last dab though. When you go for the blazing, you got to go an extra dab. And I just want to let it be known that I basically went extra dab already. I've been very
you
generous
pour
with
it?
the blazing.
I'm sorry.
Are you ready for this?
No, what are you doing?
It's going to be a speed round.
Okay.
One question. You're going to have very
With
little
our
time.
mouths full?
Well,
I was mentally prepared for this. I was not listening to what you were saying.
so
We're on it now.
do you need a chance to pray for a second, Trent? We'll let you do that. We can be spiritual on this show.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Oh, Lord.
Actually, pour some sauce on this. That is it.
We'll kick to it.
It's good.
All right. Speed round. start with you, Haley. Ladies first. What's on one thing on your bucket list?
Pop a shot, basketball,
Jump out of a plane.
skydiving.
You want to jump out of a plane? Oh, that'd be the last thing on your bucket list unless you were skydiving. All right. One person you admire most, Trent.
Me.
It is Haley. Tom. I admire him a lot.
All right, Haley. Biggest pet peeve about Trent.
He leaves the cabinet doors open all the time.
All right, Trent. Biggest pet peeve about Haley.
She doesn't put the lid back on the toothpaste properly.
For real?
For real.
You one of those? All right.
That's getting worse.
Who's the better driver?
100%.
Me. I've been in less wrecks. Oh my gosh.
I will not tell the story of when I was behind you and honked at you, and you pulled out in front of the FedEx man.
I'm gonna have to spit this out.
did. All right. Who does Jack like more?
Me.
Oh yeah.
All right. Who's the messiest?
Me.
What song is Trent's guilty pleasure or artist that he'll sing that, one of those things that he probably wouldn't admit to a bunch of people he likes?
Kesha.
Kesha. Oh my gosh. What's your go-to Kesha song?
I mean, Come On was good. That's Come On.
I can't do it anymore. I burned my.
We're done.
You're done. This is the last questions. All right. Trent, what's hers?
Her guilty pleasure song? She's not even guilty about it. We're like Jonas Brothers, but she just loves it. I don't think anybody's even embarrassed.
Hey, Trent, toughest Fortnite competitor you faced in the youth group?
In the youth group,
Yep.
none of them.
None of them. Oh.
None of them.
Haley.
At me. Find me on PlayStation Network. Trenton_Force. Let's go. Where are we dropping?
All right, favorite place to drop?
Sweaty Sands every time.
All right, Haley. All right, favorite hobby?
Eating.
All right.
Not hot wings.
If you could change one thing about Trent, what would you change? Make him grow his hair back out?
I don't know.
Oh, I set you up.
I think the remembering things.
Oh. Trent, if you could change one thing about Haley, what would you change? I'm trying to help you out.
Absolutely nothing.
Bam,
man.
there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
She's
Nothing.
my girl.
Yeah, I tried to help you out, Haley.
Whatever.
All right, favorite smell, Trent?
I'm drinking your milk.
Okay, favorite smell. We were talking about this the other day. I think growing up, it was my dad's and my baseball glove. Like that smell, like old leather and sweat just mixed together, and oil that you oil it up like that. It's a good smell.
Favorite Tom quote or moment?
Gosh.
Oh man.
It could be funny, it could be serious. Are you okay over there, Haley?
I love anytime that Tom tells stories.
You're gonna have to pour more milk in mine, or I'm
You just take my milk. Tom has great stories. So anytime he tells a story, even if it's one that I've heard, 3, 4, 5 times, I'm like, I'm in. I want to hear it.
It's his Asian accents and the Australian accents, or the British accents, because they all sound the same.
When he was on staff Zoom call and was describing how he was starting to watch the first episode of The Tiger King, I almost thought I would pay money just to go to his house and sit and watch him watch an episode of that show. All right. Now, last but certainly not least, favorite thing about your spouse? What you love the most?
He's funny, and he takes care of me.
I'll take that. She's a great mom. I'm not kidding.
I don't even like celery, but I'm about to one.
I was terrified becoming a dad, and didn't even help. I was terrified becoming a dad, and she is a rock star. Like, she handles everything. She catches spit and puke with her hand. And I just know
You might have to return the favor here in just a minute.
I see stuff like that, and I look and I'm like, oh my goodness, I would never do that. Like, just 100%, I would never do that. Yeah. I would just let it puke. I would just let him
He
puke
can't get on his
and then
clothes
clean it
or on
later.
anything.
I'm like, do that. So she's a great mom, and she has a big heart. She cares about people in a way that's like
too much
Man.
sometimes.
Supernatural.
It is. It's unreal.
God has wired you up that way. It's a beautiful thing. Well, guys, I cannot thank you enough for joining us on this episode of Wild Ones.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Stay tuned because you never know what's coming next. And all you parents can find us on the Facebook at Northfield Students.
On the Facebook.
And if you want some good quality content, find them on Twitter. That's it. That's all I got. You
I am
guys
very
have
funny on Twitter.
He's very
Shameless
funny
plug.
in real life and on Twitter.
Shameless plug.
You guys have a great rest of your day.